Hello, YouTube. It's 9:43 Labor Day morning, September 6, 2021. Yeah, I've been going nuts not having a CD player, but stepping in the car and hearing The Cure, nothing to complain about there. That's nice. And I stopped talking, so I'm probably going to get a copyright strike for that. It's been a large trash pickup day on this road because dang, there's a lot of crap on the side of the road.
It's a Rewind Weekend, Alt TZ 93.3.
And we're racked down to all the played out stuff. Oh well, what you gotta do?
Insurance, it's that simple.
Anyway, so yeah, there was no continuation after I left Circle K. And that's because, pretty much as I predicted, there were no lightning cables on sale there for less than $15. So, they had one. It was in a fancy box. I guess it was a brand name, but not a brand name I ever heard of. They wanted $22 for it. It's like $22 for a charging cable? For a standard that's probably going away soon? You've got to be kidding. Anyway. Yeah, much as I wanted to shoot video coming back from that Circle K, it just, I wasn't spending that much on a charging cable. Nope. So the access problem to the Circle K that I mentioned wasn't actually as bad as I thought it was. After I left, I just kind of walked around the area just to get a better feel of it. And there actually was a way from the way I came in to get into that Circle K. When I went into that cul-de-sac, had I gone straight forward, I could have gone forward and then cut left and made it to the Circle K. It would have been nice if there was a little sign there indicating that, because yeah, it really doesn't look like there's any way to get to the Circle K from there, but there was. So as for the lack of connectivity between the Chick-fil-A and the Circle K, I kind of give both businesses a pass on that. After walking around and taking a look at it, it was really clear that the Circle K parking lot was built long before the Chick-fil-A was thought of. And it looks like Chick-fil-A did their absolute best to just fit in with very little space to fit in too. So yeah, there's no. I couldn't really tell as I was entering, from the eastbound south side of Shea, but there's no entrance to Chick-fil-A from Shea, and it's probably because of the city planning. I did in passing in the last vlog reference a city planning video from Road Guy Rob. And if you've never heard of Road Guy Rob, if you're interested in city planning at all and are not one of those, well, she was distracting, are not one of those people who are horrifically opposed to the concept of cars, Road Guy Rob is a YouTuber you should really watch. Of all the different channels that I watch that are on the subject of city planning, he seems to be the one guy who actually is in favor of cars as transportation. Now, which isn't to say that he's against public transportation. In fact, he has one of the best videos that I've ever seen on the concept of bus rapid transit. And what that is basically what it sounds like. It's faster forms of transit. Because, you've got rail transit, and everybody kind of thinks about rail as being faster than bus. And, it's all about implementation. It really is. the light rail system in Phoenix, in a lot of instances, not really any faster than taking the bus, and that's because it stops frequently. Going up Central, it stops every half mile. The bus stops every quarter mile. Not better. And a lot of street level rail systems do suffer from that. Whereas bus rapid transit is just kind of what the name implies. It's rapid transit that's done, but with buses, in most instances being on their own track. And by track, I don't mean like a train track. I mean basically their own roadway or their own lane, something that's not shared with regular vehicular traffic. And the Road Guy Rob video on that subject, I forget exactly where the systems were that he mentioned. I'm pretty sure one was, he's based in Salt Lake City. At least he's based in Utah, near Salt Lake City. Always nervous sitting here because this is the intersection I got rear-ended at with that hit and run accident. I'm watching my rearview mirror. Yeah. So the anyway, it wasn't actually in Salt Lake City. I think it was in a city outside of Salt Lake City, but definitely one of the Utah smaller cities that's along the I-15 corridor there. And they showed how they used a bus system where they had like very large buses, and I think they were using like the kind, and Phoenix actually does use accordion buses where you've got like basically a double bus that's the equivalent of like two buses together, like one kind of pulling the other. I don't know how to properly explain it, but if you know, you know. But it's longer than a standard bus. Oh, excuse me. I can get some food in me. I don't feel hungry. Anyway, oh my goodness. Sorry, I just got a hunger pain. Since I've gotten into actually I kind of started in my late 40s. Sometimes when I don't eat enough, I get these pains in my chest. They're like, I don't know, like acid reflux or whatever. Just a reminder I need to take better care of myself. I'm solidly middle-aged. Anyway, that distracted me completely. What was I was talking about Road Guy Rob in the video with the bus rapid transit. So anyway, they basically put in this completely separate road. In some places it does go along some major roads, but again, it's all in its own lane with elevated stations to where the doors are at the level of the station. That way, if somebody's getting in on a what do you call it? Getting in on a wheelchair, there's not a big delay while the bus lets down a wheelchair ramp and steps out to help the guy in the wheelchair board. The wheelchair's able to get on it just like like a rail-based rapid transit system. Rapid, what do you call it? Like a light rail train. Able to just roll right from the platform onto these special buses, and pretty impressive. Like the system that he highlighted, and there's other ones in the world as well, but the one that he highlighted runs with the efficiency of a really good rail transit system, but it's done with buses, which means that the special roads that it's on, there's really nothing special about it other than cars, car and regular vehicular traffic's not allowed in there. But it didn't cost any more to build than a regular road. In fact, arguably it probably costs less because some of the signage and stuff that would be needed for a regular passenger road they could have foregone, as well as they don't need to worry about accessibility because these are special roads that are just used by the transit. They don't need to worry about accessibility to regular vehicles and stuff. So my guess is it actually cost, and plus it only has to be like one lane wide. my guess is it costs considerably less to build than a standard road, which is way, way, way less than you know, train tracks run for light rail. And then while it's a fancier bus than let's hang on, I'm having trouble getting in my gate here. Okay, I didn't do that right. I would have been upset if they decided to close. I mean, I did it. I expect the office will be closed for Labor Day, but yeah, gate hour is supposed to be every day, holiday or no. Oh, I love this song. It's one of those oldies that was on I think my mom had the 45 when I was a kid. I don't know, it's ingrained in my brain from early childhood. I'm brain-farting on the name of the artist. People, they rush everywhere. Each with their own secret care. So very trust the mercy. I want to say it's the left bank. Bank spelled B-A-N-K-E. But I'm not 100% sure on that one. Anyway, cool song. I haven't heard this on the radio in a long time. All right, I'm just going to stop this right now. I feel like I was kind of getting somewhere just talking about city planning. But anyway, yeah, so Road Guy Rob. Subscribe to Road Guy Rob if you're interested in that. God knows he does way better videos than I'll ever do on the subject. And he has also a really good video about the Phoenix metro area freeway system. That was spectacular. I mean, I wish I'd have known he was going to be here. I'd love to meet the guy and just have a conversation with him about city planning. Anyway, oh wow, somebody just left a snarky comment for me on Reddit about roasting my car, saying I posted it in the subreddit called Roast My Car because I figured, hey, give him some low-hanging fruit, it'll be funny. But I did comment that I'd been in a hit-and-run accident, and somebody just left a comment, tried to roast my car, saying, oh, you couldn't report it anyway because the car would smell like weed. And I think he just kind of showed his ignorance because the car clearly had Arizona plates, and recreational weed is completely legal in Arizona. So yeah, if I get pulled over and my car smells like weed, unless I'm acting in a way the officer has reason to believe that I'm driving while high, which I most certainly wasn't, yeah, the smell of weed in a car is no longer probable cause for a officer to do anything in your car in Arizona. So joke's on him. Anyway, I got some recycling. I'm just dropping off here at wow, my shorts are dirty. I'm dropping off here at U-Store, formerly Pack-In Store, and I was gonna crush it down. I'm just not in the mood today. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, so yeah, I did have a nice walk around that Circle K. There's actually really good pedestrian accessibility there. I was kind of impressed by that. The walkway between like where I parked and where the Circle K is, there's actually wheelchair ramps allowing handicap pedestrian accessibility from the front of the like the doors of the Chick-fil-A to the front doors of the Circle K, and designated crosswalks across both parking lots. And there's a nice like wide walkway that cars can't mess with that goes from the side street just to the north of Shea down to Shea. So it's actually kind of nice to see that kind of pedestrian, especially wheelchair accessible pedestrian accessibility. So if there's any business that's actually kind of hurting for accessibility, it's that Chick-fil-A. But like I said, it's pretty clearly built after the Circle K. It would be nice if there was just a lane that took you between, but I mean, now that I know that you can go around the Circle K and get to that cul-de-sac, and there's also a hotel over there, like an office plaza over there. Now that I know that you can get to that side street from there, you know, problem solved. So I'm glad I took the time to walk around. I always kind of boast that I have encyclopedic knowledge of the layout of the city, and that often extends to the layout of parking lots and pathways and you know, just beyond roads and layout of property lines and zoning areas and whatnot. And now I know that area a lot more intimately than I did. So I will never again have issues getting in and out of that Circle K or that Chick-fil-A, regardless of what direction I'm coming in from and what direction I'm leaving out of. And also, oh, this is a good song too. It's like early Van Morrison, and it was with the band Them. It's a classic right here. Yeah, so a little bit more knowledge of the layout of that area, and it's good to know. If I ever do get back behind the wheel of a cab again, I'll be able to get customers in and out of there a little bit more efficiently, and so as if I ever need to go to that Circle K again myself, because I expect I will. Although I won't be going there for a USB cable or a lightning cable, because yikes, I don't pay $15 for those, not anymore. Anyway, just wrapping this up for a while. I'm just sitting here running my mouth, but just kind of wanted to conclude on that, and just how much I love Road Guy Rob's YouTube channel. Anyway, I'll probably shoot another one of these. I don't think I'm going to stay here long. And oh, it's Labor Day. Girlfriend is sound asleep. She gave me a pretty, not a great reason, but gave me a, you know, reasonable explanation for why she didn't wander in until, didn't head home until after 4:30 in the morning. And it's all good. I think we're in a okay place considering how things have been lately. Yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll be a little more on point on the next one. All right.